Why do you, and a lot of the H-Town rappers, the Slim Thugs, the Zeros that you mentioned before, some of the guys, they refuse, and I'm calling it a refusal, to change their sound. Their sound is true to the city in which we live. Like I know when I go to Paul, I know when I go to your record, I know I'm gonna get the soundtrack to this city. It's not gonna sound like something else. Well, why do you stay there? Because and couldn't you? And of course, I guess you are an international artist already, so I guess you don't need to. But sometimes artists, you know, especially after they had some time in the game, feel like they have to change their sound to appease what's happening at the moment.
Well, first of all, we're fans of our culture, of our movement, of our music. So this is what we bump in it. This is what we jamming anyway. When Slim Thug riding around in his Rolls Royce, he's riding to something that came out of H-Town. He's jamming Zero or Scarface or J-Dog or me. You know, that's just what he jamming. When I'm riding around in my slab, I'm jamming the same thing. I'm jamming that new Scarface right now.
Right.
You know, I'm jamming that Church, that Slim Thug. That's what I'm jamming, or that Forever in a Day, that J-Dog, all this new music that's coming out. That's what I'm jamming in my car. That's what they jamming in their car. We support each other, like, to the fullest. Not just because I want to see my homeboy win, but because I'm a fan of them.
Right.
You know, they putting out some of the dopest music out there, not just coming out of Houston, but just that I feel like in the rap game, and this is what I'm a fan of. And there's different type of styles of music, different styles in production, different styles of artistry, or how you do your thing. And, you know, this is what I'm a fan of. This
Paul Wall never feels no pressure to change up their style. Well, Paul, man, if you got such and such to produce it, or got that feature right there from this dude right here, because we know you can get him on your album, or if you just did this right here, oh, man, you could do this right here.
They always put that pressure on you where if you do this, then you'll see way more success. But, you know what I'm saying, if it was that simple, then everyone would have the blueprint. If that blueprint worked for everybody, then, you know, everybody would make it. Everybody would have a #1 song on the morning show. You know what I'm saying? Everybody would, you know, but I got to do what worked for me. And what worked for me right now, the #1 thing is making music that I can stand behind and be proud of. Where I'm proud to say this is my music that I made for me, for my city, for my culture, and for us. You know, not just because someone wanted to put it together to get some more sales, or they put you with this artist or that producer who you don't really know nothing about, then you find out 2 or 3 years later that they got some weird stuff going on, and you like, man, I should have never did nothing with them in the first place. Nah, man, if I'm gonna put you on my album, if you're an artist, if you're a producer, then I'm saying, man, this is my partner. I'm not just doing it just for the sake of, you know, putting it on there because I want to get a few more sales. Nah, I'm going to put somebody on there that I'm a fan of, or that I believe in, or that I stand behind, you know. So that's just how we doing our music now. And there's a little bit of that pressure, of that industry type of pressure of people saying that, you know, oh, well, Swinging in the Rain is not going to work on the radio because, you know, it's not driven toward the female audience. Well, I feel you, but there's an audience that's been missing. You know, they've been longing for music to be made for them. And they tired of hearing music where it's just screaming and partying and we just drinking and getting throwed all day. You know, we want to hear music with a substance, and that's just what I try to come up with this album with Slab God. I try to feed the people who've been starving, who've been telling me every time I see them, man, I'm starving for some of this new music with a substance or something, you know what I'm saying, some quality music like that. So that's just what I'm trying to feed the people that's been starving, man.
Are you still amazed that you're still releasing albums after all this time? Because did Paul Wall have a 10, 15, 20-year plan to still be releasing hip-hop records?
Man, you know, I don't know. I think when it all started, you know, there's always that dream of, man, we're going to have 1, 2, 3 albums, we're going to sell 20 million records, and we ain't never going to have to, you know, do nothing again. We're going to be living, you know what I'm saying, on Prince Island. We're going to be buying an island next to Jay Prince out there in Belize somewhere. You know, there's always that type of dream, but the reality of it is that the hustle is forever. And when you think about it, man, and when I think back, man, this is my dream job, to be a rapper. You know what I'm saying? To get to travel the world, meet all type of celebrities, of people that influence you or that you would look up to. Like, man, I've been, you know what I'm saying? Me and you, we go back, Hatter. You know what I'm saying? Me and Mad Hatter go back. Man, I've been listening to Mad Hatter since I was a kid, you know, with inspirations.
I started off as a child prodigy, for the people that don't know.
Yeah. For real, you know what I'm saying? So just, you know, this is my dream job though, man.
Right.
You know, so I don't take it for granted. Because some people, man, they get that dream job and then they start complaining because they see the work they got to do. Well, your dream job is still a job. You still got to put in work. You know what I'm saying? It's not a dream.
But you know, people put time limitations on people. You know, do you? Yeah. And I think you're at the point now where, you know, do you feel like there's a time stamp on the Paul Wall career? You know, or now is Paul, now that he's older, saying, you know what, I can do this as long as I feel like it.
Man, it's 2015. I say maybe 7 years ago. I don't know exactly the years, but you know, sometime around 2007, 8, 9, 10, up in that area. there was maybe I don't want to say lack of confidence, but maybe I wasn't as assured as I am. I don't know what it was, if it was people in my ear, or if it was certain things that was going on, or that's just how I was feeling. But you know, it's like as an artist, you get to certain like roadblocks in the studio, or maybe writer's block or something, you know, where you feel like, man, what am I gonna do? Where am I gonna go from here? You know, but at some point, T. Ferris told me, man, he showed me some article with Lil Wayne, where they asked Lil Wayne about being the best rapper of the time at that time. And he said what he did was he went in the studio, and every time before he would write a verse, he would pray. And that's just something I just did. I said, man, I never did that, but I started doing that, and I started thinking, well, if I'm going to ask God, if I'm going to pray before I go in the studio, what am I going to ask God? I'm going to ask God that I'm going to do the best verse I could possibly ever do. I'm going to deliver it the best way I could do it, with the best punchlines and metaphors. These are things that I specifically ask God for every time I go in the studio. Every time I write a verse, every time I go in the booth, I do before I start writing the verse, and then right when I go into the booth to lay it, I do the same thing. I pray, man, God, please help me to be the best delivery I could possibly do. And part of what, by doing that, you're asking God, you're asking for a specific thing that you want. And, you know, and it brings that to you. Not only because you're asking God, and God say if you knock on the door, it will be answered, but also because you putting it out there, you're speaking it into existence. So I'm drawing that, when I go into the studio, I'm writing, I'm drawing that positive energy, or all those vibes of those metaphors and just killer bars, you know, it's all coming to me because I'm asking for it. And, you know, and ever since then, I've just been seeing like a renewed spirit within me as an MC. Like, my bars is just, they ain't never been this cold. Even if you look back to my Swish House freestyle days when I was, you know, just metaphors and similes all day. Like where I'm at now, man, I'm feeling like, I don't know, man. I don't know why God is blessing me to be this cold at this moment. I'm feeling, I mean, and I say that humbly, but, you know, I mean, I'm asking God for this, and God is giving me what I'm asking for. So, man, to answer your question, man, I feel like at this point in time, you know, there was a time a few years ago where I might have thought, man, I don't know, what am I going to do for the rest of my life? But at this point in time, I'm feeling like I could do this forever, man. I'm going to be on my deathbed getting dialysis on the way to a concert, on the way to the studio or
Let's
something.
take that one off the books, Jesus. Take that part off the books.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm just saying though, you know what I'm saying? Like I really feel like, you know, and especially in rap, because rap is such a in its infant stages of a genre. I mean, you look back, you know, in the 80s when, you know, people, or even in the 90s, people were saying this is just a fad. Rap is gonna be over in a couple of years. You know, rap was looked at, and still is partially, as like the stepchild of the music industry. You know what I'm saying? Where all the A-list artists from back in the day who are, you know, in their 60s or whatever are now doing rap remixes or whatever, you know, things. This is, man, rap is not like, it wasn't the premier form of music. You don't go to school to learn how to be a producer. You don't go to school to learn how to be a DJ. You don't go to school to learn how to be an MC. But from that came schools like Full Sail or other type of schools where you can go to learn Pro Tools, which is, you know, man, everybody can be a producer these days because of things like that, and because they made all the applications and all the programs that much accessible, and they got schools and places teaching you how to do these things. But man, coming up, man, rap was one of them things where, man, you're gonna be a rapper, man. That's just something part-time. You're gonna put one album out and that's it, man. You're not gonna be in your 60s like Rod Stewart touring or something, man. But, you know, not me, man. I'm gonna be 70 years old on tour. Me and Slim Thug and Zero gonna be on tour. When we 60 years old, we gonna be getting that check, getting that money. You know what I'm saying? The red line still gonna be in effect, baby.
Go ahead, man. Like I said.
And I'm gonna still be y'all DJ.
Oh my God.